There's a truth most people never learn until it's too late. And that truth is this: if you don't learn how money works, money will always control your life. We live in a world where people spend their entire lives chasing paychecks, working harder, running faster, giving everything, and yet somehow never breaking free. They buy things they don't need to impress people they don't even like while slowly drowning in debt. Why? Because nobody ever taught them the rules of the game. Money is a language, and like every language, if you can't speak it, you get left out of the conversation. You see, they taught you how to work for money, but not how to make money work for you. They taught you algebra, history, and literature, but not how to read a bank statement, not how to invest, not how to build assets, not how to multiply what you earn. And so you graduate, you get a job, you start earning a salary. But you realize quickly, the more you earn, the more life demands from you. Bills, rent, taxes, loans. Suddenly, you're trapped, living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, with dreams that keep getting postponed. The tragedy isn't that people don't want success, it's that they were never trained to understand success. You see, the poor and the middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. The poor see money as something to spend. The rich see money as something to invest. The poor buy things that lose value. The rich buy things that grow in value. It's not intelligence, it's education, the right kind of education. And yet, most people wait until their 40s or 50s to realize that money doesn't respect how long you've worked. It respects only how well you've learned. Let me ask you something. How long have you been working? 5 years? 10? 20? And how far has that taken you? If the answer is not far enough, maybe it's time to stop working harder and start working smarter. Because life has two teachers, wisdom and regret. And if you don't learn through wisdom, regret will gladly take its place. You see, every day you delay learning how money works, you lose time. The one thing you can never buy back. The moment you decide to study money, your life begins to change. When you learn the power of saving, the art of investing, the discipline of patience, and the strategy of growth, you begin to separate yourself from the crowd. You stop chasing quick pleasures. You start building long-term freedom. You start thinking in decades, not days. And that's when everything shifts. But here's the challenge. Learning about money doesn't happen overnight. It's not about reading one book or watching one video or hearing one speech. It's a mindset shift. You have to retrain your brain to think differently, to delay gratification, to make your money work while you sleep, because if you don't, you'll keep working while others sleep. Look around. Everywhere you go, people are tired, exhausted, frustrated, not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't understand enough. You can earn 10 times what you do now and still be broke if your habits don't change. Why? Because financial ignorance is expensive. It costs people their peace, their marriages, their dreams, their freedom. They think money will solve their problems. But without knowledge, money only multiplies their mistakes. There are 3 stages in life when people finally wake up. When they can't pay their bills. When they lose everything they worked for. When they realize it's too late to start over. Don't wait for any of those. Learn now. Because wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by learning. Start by asking questions. How can I make my money grow? What can I invest in? How can I earn without trading my time forever? You'll find that every wealthy person you admire once asked the same questions, and then they studied until they found answers. It starts with small steps. Budget what you earn. Save a little. Invest a little more. Understand assets and liabilities. You don't need to start rich. You need to start wise. Because financial wisdom compounds, just like money does. Every lesson you learn, every mistake you correct, every habit you master, adds up. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you're no longer working for survival. You're living for purpose. Remember this. The goal isn't just to make money. It's to build freedom. Freedom to choose where you live, how you spend your time, and what kind of life you want for your family. Money itself is not evil. It's a tool, a mirror that reflects the heart of its user. In wise hands, money builds schools, feeds the hungry, heals the sick, and creates opportunities. But in untrained hands, money becomes a master, one that enslaves through endless desire and debt. That's why you must learn. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Will you be free or still fighting the same financial battles? Will you be the master of your money or its servant? The answer depends on what you do today, because the clock is ticking, and every day you spend avoiding financial learning is a day you surrender to financial struggle. Don't wait for a crisis to become your teacher. Don't wait until retirement to wish you had started earlier. Don't wait until your children ask you for wisdom, to realize you have none to give. Learn now. Read books, study investments, ask questions, seek mentors. Watch how money moves, not just in your wallet, but in the world. Because the world is run by people who understand how money flows. They create opportunities while others complain about lack. They take risks, but not blindly. They lose sometimes, but they learn always. They play the long game, and that's why they win. If you're young, start now. The earlier you learn, the faster your freedom grows. If you're older, it's not too late. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Start where you are, with what you have. Because mastery doesn't require millions. It requires mindset. There's a generation before you who worked hard all their lives, but never tasted true freedom. They passed on struggle instead of wisdom. They told you to go to school, get a job, work hard, but they forgot to teach you the final step. Learn how money works. Now it's your turn to break the cycle. Be the one who learns, who grows, who multiplies, who changes the story for your family. Because when you understand money, you don't just change your bank account, you change your destiny. One day, the world will ask what you did with your time, what you built, what you left behind. And when that day comes, let your answer be this: I learned, I grew, and I became free. Because you decided to learn money before it was too late. Don't just work for money. Make money work for you.
The future belongs to those who understand it.